This race was full of dramatic moments, with terrible pit stops and having to change karts because of problems, but it also made for some good strategy calls, which made us some good positions, and we earned a very respectable finish. But anyway, let's get right in. So we're here at Rye House for a 2-hour junior endurance race with Timothy Lennon Racing. Check out his Instagram and YouTube. But we're here for our practice session where this is going to be my fastest lap, and right, let's just see how we do it. And so I'm coming around the final corner, flat out obviously. These karts are quite slow, as you can see. They top out as 29 miles an hour, so not very quick machinery. And you can see that we've got a kart ahead, which couldn't do for some slipstream. You hit one of the apexes here, then pull out back wide, hit the second one at the end, use all this curb, and that's a good line. Pull out to the wide. We don't go down that way, we cut across here. It's like a shorter hairpin version. Flat out through there, flat out through here. Don't hit that curb on the right hand side, because you can go, it's very bumpy, it's not good to use. We've got the slipstream here now, so we can gain. You can see we're gaining a lot. And through here, through pylon, getting a nice wide line, flat out as normal. Now into the final corner, flat out through here, open it up for the final corner, get as close as you can to the grass without touching it, and that's a lap. We're going to have the slipstream as we go over the line. So, but with the track being all flat out, it's quite hard to overtake, so it all matters on kart and less on how good you are, to be honest. But anyway, so we have this driver ahead with the black helmet, who's just waving to us, trying to intimidate me for some reason. And he's also doing some strange signs, I don't know. But through here, we're just going to shove this driver with a white helmet into the wall, almost. And then through here, he's going to give us a no-no sign. Like, I don't understand what you want. It's a qualifying session, and you're trying to shove me onto the grass here, telling me no, 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 when I'm trying to get a good lap time. So he's obviously just messing around, trying to annoy us. And I'm really annoyed, so I can't do much. But eventually, we do get a really good run out of this corner. And he's actually quite annoyed that we overtook him, but anyway, we get past him, and finally, but he's still there, but we still managed to get past. He tries to turn in on us, but we're not letting him do that. Very dirty driver, don't be like him, please don't. But it actually turns out that was the last lap of the session, and I've just wasted my entire qualifying battling with that guy who just decided to mess up my entire qualifying session. And we qualified 4th with Tim starting the race and not doing that well on the start, but luckily he did manage to catch up and get back to 5th place with a great stint, and that just led it on to me. So what can I do? It's our first pit stop. What could possibly go wrong? So the thing with this place, Rye House, for the junior karts, you have to wear seatbelts for some reason. But other than that, we jump into the kart, Tim gets out, I jump in, everything's fine. I put my hands through the seatbelt, and then they have to clip on the seatbelt, but the seatbelt didn't work.
Yeah. What?
Just listen to what they say. So they're telling me to swap the karts because this seatbelt doesn't work. It worked before, I don't know what's wrong with it. Maybe they just didn't put it on right. And now this is a perfect demonstration of what our pit stop is like. So we got the outer perspective as well as the onboard, very realistic comparison. And that was the longest pit stop I've ever had. It took an eternity. 2 minutes. 2-minute long pit stop. That is just ridiculous. And I had some hopes because our kart sounded like a turbocharger for some reason, if you heard that. But anyway, we're going to go here and we close the gap from like 10 seconds to like 1 second or less than a second to an overtake in like 5 laps. So that's quite wrong. We get the fastest lap by like 6/10, and then they decide to call us in. Don't know why, but it turns out the guy who was on pole, who was leading the race, his dad was quite annoyed that I was putting in a faster lap, and he told the marshals to come put me in, so that's annoying. And now I'm getting flashbacks back to the first pit stop, but this time I'm having another pit stop for some reason. Okay, now I have to change karts into a different one, which could be worse, and it could be better, but probably won't be. So yep, they're going to send us back on track, reassuring my dad, who's also as confused as me. But now we get put back on track in 11th place where we were before. So because they couldn't put my seatbelt on, I had to change. I went down to 11th, and now they put me back in 11th place because that's where my position was, instead of putting me back where I was supposed to be. So now the next few laps are just going to be me absolutely grinding some laps in, but I realised very quickly that the kart was just not on. It just wasn't as quick. It was at least half a second off the pace, if not a second. So obviously, I tried to do the best I could, and yeah, eventually we catch up to, I think it's 10th. I don't know at this point. We're still, I don't really know where we are. That's the thing in endurance races. But here, because it took so long, yeah, my camera cut out, which is quite annoying because. Yeah, Tim made an absolute godly second stint, got us up to around 9th place. We don't really know because we got a lap down, we don't really know what positions we're in, but he made an absolute mega stint and we're probably around in 9th place. He actually overtook the guy who I was trying to overtake but couldn't. So well done for him. But this time, this guy who's trying to put my seatbelt on, you can see he's just struggling to put it, he's just struggling to help me, going very slowly. And the guy who we overtook, he gets past. So the guy who we just overtook now has just passed us again, and we're down into 9th place for, I think we were in 8th for something. And this is Ertelima Evans, who was, I think she's like 10th in the Club 100 lightweight championship, much quicker than me. And her teammate is Jensen Barnard, whom you might know, and they're obviously quicker than me, but for some reason I'm just overtaking them like it's nothing. Shows that this track, it's literally all about karts, it's nothing else, mainly because the track's flat out. Here I'm overtaking a back marker, although I don't know it's a back marker, very aggressive from me, almost onto the grass, but that was at least a move. So this is the driver we're trying to catch, so that's the person who we overtook, Tim overtook, but he got ahead of us, and after a whole, don't even know how long, we've managed to catch up to him, so that's really good. I've put in some god laps, and we're just trying to get past him lap after lap. But then something goes through my mind. I see someone trying to overtake us. This is one of the leaders, top 3, or I don't even know where position they are, but they obviously have a much faster kart. So let's just see if they can overtake the person we're trying to overtake to put them off so we can get past, because obviously I can't. So let's just see. They go side by side here. I'm spectating. I'm begging for them to go past. What will happen here? They're going to send it up the inside. What's a move? We get through as well. That is great. So now we're up into 7th place, all the way from last. We were almost a lap down in last, and now we've caught up to 7th place. From the circumstances, what a drive from both of us. We definitely deserve this, but it's going to be the final lap after a long time. What can we do here? They don't overtake us into turn 1. Turn 2, gonna slightly defend. They're not even close. We've pulled away. They're out the slipstream range. We've done it. We've gone from last, not to 1st, but to 7th after a 2-hour-long endurance race and a well-deserved 7th place. It might sound like we bottled it, but the circumstances are that we couldn't do much. Here's where we get called out. We came 7th. Well done to everyone who came onto the podium, everyone who participated. But yeah, we did the best we could with what we had. We couldn't have done any better. They weren't our fault. There were problems with karts. Problem was pit stops, which are obviously the easiest way to lose time. Anyway, it was a great race. Go check out Tim on Instagram and YouTube, and he has some great videos, and go subscribe to him as well. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.